Today, we're going to look at the constitutional principles found in the United States Constitution. A principle is a basic rule that guides thoughts or actions and keeps us in order. So what a principle does, it makes us obey the rules. The framers of the Constitution were influenced by many sources. The term framer means those who built the Constitution. So like when you build a house, the first thing you do is you build the frame, and the frame holds the entire house up. One of the first things that influenced the United States Constitution was the English Bill of Rights, which guaranteed trial by jury and freedom of speech. Another thing that had a major impact on the Constitution were the ideas that the framers got from the Enlightenment. Things like right to life, liberty, and property, a social contract between the government and the people, freedom of speech, and the idea of separation of powers in the branches of the government. In the Magna Carta, it reduced the power of the king and gave it to Parliament, which is the English lawmaking body. The Mayflower Compact was an example of self-government. The Fundamental Orders of Connecticut was the first written constitution in the colonies. So let's take a look at the constitutional principles found in our United States Constitution. In popular sovereignty, the political power rests with the people, and the people exercise that power through voting. So here you see Uncle Sam telling people to vote. In separation of powers, each branch of the government is assigned specific powers. The executive branch carries out the laws, the legislative branch makes the laws, and the judicial branch interprets the laws. In limited government, all authority figures must obey the law, and no one has total power. So if you look at this political cartoon, you see it says above any office, Constitution of the United States above the White House. And what that means is no matter who you are, everyone has to obey the laws. Checks and balances prevents one branch of the government from becoming too powerful. So the three branches of government are all balanced out and equal. Here's another way to look at checks and balances. Let's say I have Uncle Sam here, and he's trying to juggle the executive branch, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch. And as long as these branches are all equal in size, he has no problems doing that. But let's say one of the branches was much larger than the other two. He would have a much more difficult time juggling these branches because of the inequality found in the size of the branches. In republicanism, people hold the power through the election of representatives. So in republicanism, it starts with the letters REP, and the word representatives starts with the letters REP, the electing of representatives. Federalism is the sharing of power between a central or national government and the states. One of the easiest ways to remember federalism is thinking about it like a piece of layered cake, and each layer getting stronger as it goes up. You have the local layer, which is like the city of San Antonio. You have the state layer, which is the state of Texas. And then you have the federal layer, which is the national government. The national government is the strongest layer in federalism. Finally, individual rights are rights that all people are entitled to. And when you look at these individual rights, you find them in the First Amendment to the Constitution. Freedom of religion, freedom of the press, freedom of speech, freedom to petition the government, and freedom of assembly. Constitutional principles are found in the Constitution in order to prevent the government from becoming too powerful like the British government was before the American Revolution.